Spell exams for
It's Wednesday.
All of them.
Yeah.
In one day.
So early.
So the exam paper
No, but it's
exam paper will be 2 hours long, and it will be one section will be tafsir, one section will be Arabic, one section will be G.
I broke my fingers.
G?
I broke my fingers.
How?
What?
One better
He's sitting at the table and he just swiped down, the fingers are on the table, so I was grabbing it out. Fingers got trapped in there.
So what do you want to do?
Don't know. Can you check them?
Let Faisal write for him.
Sit down.
Look, start look. It's only
You need to put some ice or something on it.
You have to go to hospital.
Check. The first aid is Danyan. I tell him to help you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina wa nabiyana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Amma ba'd, respected brothers, sisters, friends, students. Welcome to our live stream on YouTube and on TikTok. So wherever you're following us, watching, I pray and hope that you are in the best state of health and iman. We are having our Quran tafsir class today, and it's a revision class because exams are on Wednesday for the students. So, have you got your notes from the last lesson?
It's on the paper.
That's Monday.
I don't, must have been a bad
Should
day
be in
for
your
you
folders.
yesterday.
Zayan?
England lost
Fine.
final.
We don't want to talk about England.
Exactly, fam.
We don't talk about England or
The men in the
football,
football.
okay?
Did you watch it? Shush, man. Did you watch it?
The last 30 minutes. I probably started watching it from when Palmer scored, just after Palmer scored.
Chelsea Starway, Chelsea
And then Spain
Starway.
scored again.
England are so boring, man.
We all knew England was going to lose. Oh, if they still don't call
Right, where's
Yeah,
the notes?
then-
The revision notes I gave you last week.
I left out.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was supposed to bring
So
it.
I got it.
Because you don't revise.
Yeah, give me
Huh?
the revision
paper.
notes.
Won't be able to read his handwriting.
You don't write anything.
Maybe even show me though.
I will be expecting all of you to pass your exams. Okay? Because I've gone over the questions with you.
Everyone.
Is that Quran tafsir or hadith? What's the first question?
Where's the meaning of action and what are the intentions?
That's hadith studies.
That's very good. Is this one? Is it on phone?
Monday. What's the first question?
What is the meaning of actions according to intentions?
No, that's hadith studies. So where's your revision notes?
At home.
What's you doing at home?
I was revising this.
Taking class in 4 days.
Oh yeah.
Check in one of those folders. Somebody will definitely have one.
He's taking my home. Was Shawai even here?
Make sure you put the folders properly, okay? G. Done? Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Sorry about the delay. Students are out of touch. They're still recovering from England's defeat. So I don't think they're in the mood of learning. Right, come on. They haven't recovered.
Oh yeah, so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hassan.
Right.
Get out the Quran.
Okay, right. Are you ready? Those of you who are live watching, you can also join in the revision lesson as well. Okay. No, if the children misbehave, we give them candy.
Policy in front of the
That's what they get.
Is that TikTok?
YouTube.
Right. So, the first question will definitely be the translation of Surah Al-Fatiha. Okay? So, what's the translation of Surah Al-Fatiha?
That's a question.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful.
Because remember, you should have revised this at home. G.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful, the Lord of mankind, the sovereign of mankind.
Is there a blue light on this?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, carry on. مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. What's the translation of إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين? We've done it in Arabic. إياك نعبد. إياك نعبد.
We pray to him.
He is.
We pray to Allah.
وإياك نستعين.
We ask for forgiveness.
We ask from Allah.
So the translation.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
And the Lord
Guide us towards the
righteous
So what did I
righteous
see?
straight path. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. So you should have revised this and you should know this. The exam on Wednesday will have this question.
There's only one exam study.
There's one exam paper, but the three different modules are compiled in one. So the first part will be the
Arabic.
Quran, followed by Hadith, followed by Arabic.
Questions is it?
Okay.
How much questions?
The exam paper is 2 hours long.
But we only must for that 1 hour or something.
Don't worry, on that day you can spend extra time. How many questions? There will be approximately 30 questions. Okay?
Have you made the paper?
How many
Yeah.
marks is our study?
So
All
can-
done, don't worry.
So can you just give us a little
Well, this is exam paper. I'm going through everything now. Yeah.
Yeah, translation.
What we've gone through in Arabic,
What?
Hadith studies, and tafsir will be an exam paper. I'm not going to put anything outside of that. Do you understand? So this is why I'm saying to you, I need to get top marks. And then Thursday you got parents' evening. You need to come. You'll be giving me letters tomorrow.
started now, yeah.
You need to come.
The wedding, I got family wedding
When?
Thursday,
What time?
5 to 11 at night.
You're not going to be going 5 o'clock,
Yeah,
are you?
I'm
Where is it?
I'm what?
Who is it?
Sheffield.
I'm immediate family and
Ji. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you, sister? You okay?
I have
Right,
family.
next. Okay. In your own words, explain how the Quran speaks about
Oh,
itself.
I got my hat, okay.
One verse where the Quran speaks about itself. What does the Quran say?
Surah Al-Baqarah. Surah Al-Baqarah.
Yeah. So one verse would be like, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. So the Quran is talking about itself, saying this is a book in which there is no doubts. Okay, there's no doubt in here. Explain the difference between the munafiq, kafir and mushrik. Anybody?
Nafi,
Yeah, who's a munafiq? Mushrik, kafir.
Munafiq is someone that claims to be a Muslim but doesn't practice it.
Somebody who claims to be a Muslim but is not a Muslim from inside.
Yeah.
Yeah? So yeah, they claim to be Muslim but they don't practice it.
so basically like an Indian, let's just say for example an Indian, where he says he's Muslim but he's actually not.
But it could be anyone. Why just Indian?
No, but okay, and like Christian.
Somebody who claims to be a Muslim but isn't a Muslim. Is a
I
munafiq.
only said Indian because like my friend and he's acting Muslim all the time.
Okay, leave that there. Okay, Jazakallah. Okay, so what about mushrik?
It's someone that is Muslim, but doesn't act Muslim.
No?
Someone that's Muslim.
A mushrik can't be a Muslim, by the way. A mushrik cannot be a Muslim.
A disbeliever.
Someone that
Because a mushrik will end in hellfire. Come on, our TikTok students are quicker than you lot. Are you lot in mourning, like 3 days of mourning?
Someone that doesn't believe in any God.
Mushrik is somebody who associates partners with Allah. Sorry, wa alaikum salam. The students are in mourning 3 days mourning with England's defeat. So it's too soon for them to learn. They're still like, you can see like Hassan, his eyes are literally red. He's even hurt his index finger in a process. Yeah, when Spain scored, he broke the television.
Oh, I started let us down big time yesterday. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, right. And kafir? Anyone?
Kafir, someone that doesn't believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Briefly explain the changing of the qibla. There's a possibility that will be in the exam.
The Qibla got changed from Masjid al-Aqsa to the Kaaba in Mecca.
Okay. Where is Masjid al-Aqsa?
Palestine.
Jerusalem.
Yeah, my son went crying out the room.
When?
Went straight to, when Spain scored,
Oh.
he went out the room crying. Muhammad.
The first time or the second time they
Oh,
scored?
after
No, the second
after
time.
the game, straight after the game, everyone started fighting each other.
Sure as well.
And it's funny.
See the clearance as well.
Oh, yeah.
Akbar.
About 15 minutes after the
Jazakallah
match
sister.
ended, yo, looking at my snap story, everyone paused and people getting battered.
How should how should quiet now?
Oh, you got shot?
How should a Muslim deal with a calamity? Now this is a calamity for some of you. So how must you deal with a calamity? That could be an exam.
Make dua.
Make dua. Yeah. So did you make dua for England?
No, Spain was
Why-
winning
why-
anyways.
make dua for Spain.
Spain
Oh, what
was
is
winning.
Spain doing this?
Qadir, we're revising for our exams.
So what, bro?
England won
المراجع للامتحان
Spain to win?
Spain got-
يوم الثلاثاء إن شاء الله.
So who did you want to?
Study if England won the Euros, would we get a day off? That's what I'm
If
asking.
England won the Euros, would you get it off? How does that benefit you?
You know, how does that work?
No,
That's
not,
the
we're not
exam
from us, from the
coming.
school.
School you don't get, is it?
Yes,
School,
you
the
do.
Prime Minister knows it. Yeah, that's
Well done, G.
fine.
So no, I'm getting answers from TikTok. You guys still talking about football. Okay, no more football now, okay? G. No more mentioning of football. شكرا يا أخي عزيز. Yes, so musiba. How do we deal with a musiba? This will come an exam. Because a lot of Muslims don't know how to deal with a musiba. Something bad happens in their life, they don't know how to deal with it. Yasir, don't rip the page out. Yeah, they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know what to do. Repent. But what if you haven't committed a sin? Why would you repent?
That's good enough.
Yeah?
Pray.
Pray. What else? يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة.
Make
Pray,
prayer.
pray.
Be patient. What does patient mean?
Wait.
What patience means here
Don't rush.
is to accept what has happened from Allah. And Allah is the best of planners. That you trust Allah. Okay, and you will continue working hard and striving hard for the result that you want. Patience does not mean that you say, oh, this is from Allah and you do nothing about it. Patience is not, for example, if somebody is giving you a hard time, they're troubling you and they're harming you, and you say, oh, it's okay, I'll just be patient. Let them harm me. Even though it may potentially lead to them killing you. That's not sabr. That's not patience. Do you understand? So patience is to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, accept what is happening, and change it where you can. Okay, G. And sadaqah, somebody's mentioned sadaqah, yes, superfood. Sadaqah is one way of removing hardship and harm, things which are harmful. Explain the revelation of the Quran in Ramadan. Zayan, can you explain that for us and for our people as well? Yes, Salatul Hajjah, you can pray as well.
Repeat the question.
Right, so explain the revelation of the Quran in Ramadan. What happened? We covered this in our lesson when we covered the verse يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. But we covered in the words شَهْرُ رَمَضَانَ الَّذِي أُنزِلَ فِي الْقُرْآنِ.
The Quran was revealed in Ramadan for the first time.
Okay, but I'm sure I said a bit more than that. How was the Quran revealed?
Through Jibril, who told it to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Okay. On what night was the Quran revealed?
Laylatul Qadr.
What month?
Ramadan.
Where?
Graveyard.
To who?
Prophet Muhammad
From?
Jibril.
Through? Allah through to Jibril. Okay. The Quran, was it revealed in one go to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam or over time?
Over time.
How long?
23 years.
23 years. The Quran was revealed from the preserved tablet, okay, to the Lawh Mahfuz. That's the Lawh Mahfuz. So it was sent down to the lowest heaven. So the preserved tablet, which is known as it mentions the Quran, Fi Lawh Mahfuz, was sent down. Okay, and then there the Quran was prepared to be revealed over a period of 23 years. Okay. What are some of the harmful things mentioned in juz number 2? What did we cover? Harmful things in juz number 2. And I'm going to leave that to you now. And this will be in exams. So you need to go back to your notes. And if you haven't got notes, because you were too lazy to take notes, then you need to open a translation of Quran and look up. Okay?
So was it just 2? Was it just 2?
What about 2? Not right now. That's for your homework. Not here. Or when I give you a bit of time at the end, and you can go over it.
So what question was that?
Harmful things mentioned in juz number 2. So throughout the Quran you will find there are things which are mentioned harmful. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إنما الخمر والميسر والأنصاب والأزلام رجس من عمل الشيطان فاجتنبوه لعلكم تفلحون. So Allah says in one of the places in the Quran, O you who believe, indeed khamr, intoxicants, wal maysir, gambling, wal ansab, idol worship, wal azlam, azlam is divine arrows, rijsun min amal shaitan is the work of shaitan, rijsun min amal shaitan. Okay? Fajtanibuhu, so abstain from it. لعلكم تفلحون, so that you can be successful. Okay? G. Welcome Yasin. Hope you're well.
Tahsin's not here today.
Tahsin's not in. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah.
Next, write down the translation and benefits of Ayatul Kursi. Did anybody do that?
So what was the question again?
Write down the translation and benefits of Ayatul Kursi.
It keeps evil eye and harm away from you.
Yeah. So you've mentioned some of the benefits of it. And when are we meant to pray Ayatul Kursi?
At night time before you go to sleep.
Yeah. You can pray after every salah as well. You can pray throughout the Quran. You can pray it at night. and you can pray it at night and blow on your hands, and you can rub your body. That's from the Sunnah. Okay, for protection. How must we treat our good deeds? Juz number 3.
Be humble about them. Don't share them or brag about them.
Don't brag about it.
What is the story of Prophet Isa and his mother as mentioned in Juz number 3?
We started just 7.
So,
Well, I've given you plenty of time to revise, Hassan.
his mother,
Yeah?
his mother Maryam, alayha salatu wasalam, she gave birth to Prophet Isa alayhi salam.
And was being shamed.
Yeah, she gave birth to him without a father.
So it was a miraculous birth. He was born without a father. And then?
Then
Shamed.
yeah, then she went back to her her place.
Again, this is
She was
something
being shamed.
every December and at least one other time throughout the year we mention the story of Isa alayhi salam. By now, you lot should have mastered the story of Isa alayhi salam.
She was being
You should
shamed.
not be struggling.
And the baby stood up and started.
In fact, in yesterday's lesson, in the lesson I had at the mosque, the masjid, eternal message from the Quran Daras, after Asr, we touched on how the mother of Maryam alayhi salam asked for a son from Allah so that he would be given to the masjid and he will grow up in the masjid and he will grow up to serve the masjid. Okay? Because the masjids were the best places, the safest places there. However, Allah blessed her with a daughter instead. So she still fulfilled her promise in sacrificing her daughter and giving the daughter up to the masjid. And her daughter was raised in the masjid. And this daughter who was now raised in the masjid was pure from evil. Afdalu nisa'i ahli jannah. She is from the 4 women who have glad tidings of Jannah, of the 4 best women of Jannah. One of them is Maryam bint Imraan. Maryam, daughter of Imraan. So then, she was pure from any kind of evil. Allah protected her. She grew up, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala performed one of the greatest miracles ever. Okay? And that miracle was that Prophet Isa alayhi salam was born without a father. Allah said, Kun fayakun, be, and it happened. Okay, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is able to do this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can perform miracles. And this quality is only with Allah, this power of performing miracles with Allah. Nobody can claim to do miracles. So even when Isa alayhi salam, when he performed miracles, like what were some of the miracles he performed?
He cured a blind man.
Yeah, what else? So curing the blind, from back from the dead, and also he took us some clay, designing the bird. Yes. So even that happened with the permission of Allah. It happened with the permission of Allah. So all miracles that took place happened with the permission of Allah. Allah allowed them to happen. So nobody can now do, for example, black magic or any other kind of magic and claim that this is a miracle and I'm doing this. So that is a story that you should all know. We've covered it in some detail previously. Jazakallah.
So
And what?
How do you know if evil eyes hit you?
How do you know?
How do you know?
You wouldn't know. Something would happen to you. That what you've just hurt your finger could be an answer. Somebody might have seen you downstairs. Oh, he looks handsome today.
Him.
You understand?
Oh, be quiet, man.
Yeah. So
they
you don't
could-
know.
So they could think about the good and bad, and it can happen.
Even your own parents can put nazar on you as well. Yeah. So that's why. What do we say when we like something?
Don't
can say MashaAllah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. You can pay Ayatul Kursi, Mu'awwidhatayn. Okay, there's another verse, some of the scholars have mentioned you can pray, is the penultimate verse in Surah Noon. وَإِيَّا كَادُ الَّذِينَ كَفْرُوا لَيُزْلِقُونَكَ بِأَبْصَارِهِمْ لَمَّا سَمِعُوا الذِّكْرَ وَيَقُولُونَ إِنَّهُ لَمَجْنُونَ. So you can pray this as well.
What's that black thing that be dangling down some people on their neck?
Taweez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
We should abstain from wearing taweez for a number of reasons.
It's got the Quran in there though, so why do people wear it?
You see, listen, what the Prophet ﷺ taught us is to pray, to blow on ourselves, to seek protection in that, to seek protection by making dua, asking Allah for help. You understand? Ta'weez, we don't find that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ ever wore, nor is there anything that he encouraged the wearing of. So people wear ta'weez with Quran, and I would be more concerned about the fact that they will go to places with ta'weez which disrespects the Quran. You understand? Yes. Sadaqta, yes, ya Shaykh. Ya Akhi al-Habib. Understand? So, when it comes to protection, Allah says, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ قَدْ جَاءَتْكُمْ مُعْوِذَةٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَالشِّفَاءُ لِمَا فِي الصُّدُورِ وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. This Quran in its entirety is protection. Okay? And you read Quran, certain verses will mean something to you. So, like some verses, people have prayed and it's helped them, and they've gone on to tell others. Now, for us, every verse in the Quran is shifa. Every verse in the Quran is shifa. And we should take help from the Quran in the way the Prophet has taught us, by reading it, memorizing it, and reading du'as Prophet has taught us at night, or during the day, or first thing in the morning. Do you understand? Are you listening with me? Yeah. So it doesn't matter whether it's Quran in there or it's something else. I will tell you, on 3 occasions, I've had people come and bring to me ta'weez.
Have you got
Okay?
a tissue study?
Wait.
Have you got a tissue study?
Not with me right now. Why? Okay? So somebody brought to me ta'weez on 3 different occasions. But I've had many ta'weez, and some of the ta'weez have had Quran in. But there's some that don't, and there's a lot of evil stuff in there. So somebody gave me ta'weez. They said, "Can you open this, Shaykh?" I said, "Why?" I said, "Why do you want me to open it? Why don't you open it yourself?" Yeah? You understand? Yeah. I said, "You open it." No, Shaykh, can you? I said, "Listen, I'm not opening it. You open it." He said, "I want you to check it out." I said, "Open and I'll check it." So it was proper, like, sealed. Yeah. So when he opened it, there was numbers in there. There was strange writing in there, and there was a face that was, no, this is not funny, I'm being serious. It was half shaitan, like a devil, and half human. Yeah. So the person who drew and wrote all that, this is what was on the ta'weez. Do you understand? So it had some numbers, some other writing as well, but it was like symbols, and then a face of a half human, half shaitan. So I asked him, I said, "Why were you wearing this?" He said, "I was wearing this for protection of, like, evil."
Who gave him?
I didn't go into who gave him. So he said, "Somebody gave me to..." So as far as I was concerned, I said to him, "Dispose this, bin it, because there's no Quran in there. So there's no disrespect." There was not a single indication that there was Quran in there. you understand? So I said, bin it, and if you want protection, read the du'as that Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has taught us, and read the Quran. That is your auto. There is nothing more powerful than that, than the Quran and that. There's people who wear chains. Ayatul Kursi. I've seen this. You know, bracelet.
Get them on TikTok shop.
Yeah, bracelet Ayatul Kursi. I've seen myself people going in the toilet with them, doing istinja and coming out. And you know what the sad reality is? I'm in the masjid, I'm not lying. On one occasion, in this masjid, somebody went for istinja. Okay? He came out, and it just happens to be, you know our old wudu place, like when you're walking in, you could see people coming out of the toilets. Because the wudu place was in a different hall. So it just happens to be that my eyes went on his bracelet. Because in the olden days, you used to get this kind of a bracelet, a bit like what the Sikhs wear, a silver, and you could see this Quran in there. And it's on his left hand. It's on his left hand. This is no joke. It's on his left hand.
It's supposed to be in the right.
Now listen, right or left, it makes no difference. You shouldn't be wearing it. I told you that, so the only place the Quran is meant to be is in your heart. Don't make fun out of the Quran, like keeping as your mobile ringtone, keeping as your background on your mobile phone. There's no blessings in that. Quran was not revealed to beautify the houses. You know, people now writing Quran on the walls, hanging frames, hanging Ayatul Kursi in the cars and things. But Quran was revealed to be read and to take protection from the recitation. So anyway, I just happens to be, I was playing dumb. I said, I didn't show in a way that I've sought the bracelet. I just said, and that is Quran. I said, brother, when it's stingy, is it okay? Yeah. Okay, if you don't mind me asking, because he knew I was the Imam, so he was not going to react. I said, if you don't mind me asking, you did istinja? He said, yeah. I said, which hand? He goes, left, of course.
Oh my God.
I go, left. He goes, yes. I said, so if you don't mind, can I just see your bracelet? Now he didn't click on.
And you did.
Yeah. So now he knows that he's done something wrong. He's still like, you know what? I just forgot to take. This is the first time I forgot to take off the bracelet.
Oh.
Now he's saying it's the first time I've struggled to take the bracelet off, and he was struggling to take it off, and it was not coming out. So what does that say to you? If the bracelet's not coming out, do you think the guy's been taken out all the time? I said, Ittaqillah ya akhi. I said, fear Allah. Fear Allah. You istinja with your left hand, you're wearing a bracelet with Ayatul Kursi on. Yeah? So there's no benefit. I'm sorry. If there was any benefit, I would have said, all of you, come tomorrow with bracelets. I'll order your bracelets from Amazon or eBay. All of you wear them tomorrow. There's no benefit. The strongest form of protection from every form of evil is ruqya, is du'as. That's what you pray, blow on yourself, you'll be protected. Do you understand? So if somebody gives you something to wear, refuse. Don't wear it. So the other two ta'weez that were given had something very similar as well. One had a pin. You know, safety pin? That inside. Yeah. Allah Allah.
People do some weird stuff.
Somebody passed away. I did a ghusl. I did a ghusl of this person. Passed away, and he had his gown on, hospital gown. So when they removed the plastic that is on top, remove the plastic that is on top, and they removed the gown, and I'm in the masjid. You know, I'm not gonna lie. He had a ta'weez on. It was that big, that thick.
Did you open it?
No, I didn't. I just got rid of it. It was literally like, you know, those small Qur'ans that you get. Yeah. It was that thick. Ta'weez. Yeah. Do you understand? So If you're going to wear ta'weez and you think, I'm not going to pray salah, I'm not going to do du'as or anything, I'm protected, you're not protected. You understand? Yes, you should regularly perform ruqyah on yourselves. And you can also blow on water as well.
Yeah,
Okay, you can blow on water. And you can drink that water as well. You understand? Everything else, abstain from. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for us, Quran is enough for us, sufficient. Khalas. You understand? I will in a few moments, Yasin. So, that is enough for us. And I tell you one thing, those people, alhamdulillah, who regularly pray ruqyah, you can get short, concise kitabs of ruqyah, who regularly pray, who pray mu'amalat, who pray Quran every single day, who pray their salah on time, these people are protected bi'idhnillah. Nothing will ever happen to them. You understand? Nothing will ever happen to them. I have not come across to date a person in my life, alhamdulillah, in my life, who is punctual in their salah, who reads Quran every single day, subhanallah, they know their du'as, anything, and they've become majnoon, they've gone mad, or somebody's done something on them. There is nothing more, and you have to believe in that. And how, I mean, look, we can sit on TikTok and scroll for hours on end, and what we can't read, Ayatul Kursi, Mu'awwidhatain, how long does that take? Yeah? For what? 1 minute, blow on ourselves and go to sleep?
People go to sleep watching their phones.
People go to sleep watching their phone, you're right. People go to sleep and they wake up and the phone battery is dead. Meaning their phone was on when they went to sleep, 8 hours later they wake up, battery's gone dead as well. The phone was on all night. My brothers, you need to change your ways. There are a lot of young people, young boys your age out there who are cracked. If I say to you now, and I was dealing with a case right now. I was dealing with a case right now. Sadly, I can't give you all of the details. There is somebody apparently was abusing somebody else, a woman, okay, and was also recording it at the same time.
Muslim.
I'm not going to give details. That case has got to me today. This person claimed his innocence. Said, I'm innocent, I've done nothing of the kind, until the police confiscated his phone. And everything was there. There's a word called incriminating. He incriminated himself. You know what that word means? You yourself. Yeah. Now, why do people do things like that? And then you know what happens when these people get caught out? They claim that they're not mentally right. Have you noticed? A lot of these people that do, like, commit crimes and murders, to get away with it, then as a last resort, they say, oh, well, I'm not mentally well. I've got, I'm schizophrenia, I've got this, I've got that. So, there is nothing more powerful than Quran. Read Quran, keep the Quran next to you, hold the Quran close to your heart, show the utmost respect and adab to the Quran. This will protect you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing all the talking, you're thirsty. But no, I don't need water. I'm fasting.
Why are you fasting, Ustadi? Monday.
Okay, I'm just going to go quickly through the messages. There's quite a lot of messages. Okay, the next question, sorry we're having a revision. Write down the words, hold firm onto the rope of Allah. What do the words hold firm onto the rope of Allah and do not be divided mean? وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. What does this mean?
Like, connect with the law and don't like.
I'll be coming to your message in a few moments. G.
Connect with the law and don't like, let your mom go away.
Don't let your
Mom go away.
mum,
Imam.
Iman. Yeah. So Allah says, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Don't become sects. Don't become different groups. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came to unite everybody under the flagship of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. No Prophet ever came to divide the people. No Prophet ever came to create sects. When the Prophet was alive, there was only one religion, that was Islam. There was only one religion, that was Islam, that he promoted, that he conveyed. Yeah? And there was only one name they called themselves, Muslimun. There was no Sunni, there was no Shia. There was no Salafi, no Wahhabism, no Deobandi, Barelvi, nothing. They followed Islam and they were Muslims. No Prophet ever came to divide the people. There weren't any groups, different groups in the time of Rasulullah ﷺ, except those who believed the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. That's fine. Don't look, people say, oh, but look, we will go with the majority. That there's a majority of people, they are the largest group, and we're going to go with them blindly because they must be on haqq. If you read the Quran, wherever Quran talks about people in large numbers, Allah never speaks in positive terms regarding them. Allah will mention many of them don't understand, many of them are transgressors. Do you understand? So when the Rasulullah ﷺ, when he's conveyed the message, started, there were a few in number. Even when the Rasulullah ﷺ died, when he left this world, the Muslims were, even though the Muslim had expanded in number, it was still a small group. And even now today, there is only a small number. There is only a small number of Muslims who are under haqq. Because what did the Rasulullah ﷺ leave behind for us to follow was the Quran and his Sunnah. Do you understand? The Quran and the Sunnah, which is authentically reported. The Prophet's salah is preserved, his actions are all preserved. Yeah? In Quran and Hadith. Are you with me or you're not with me?
Yeah.
So as Muslims, we don't blindly follow somebody just because they might have a beautiful masjid, or just because a large group of people go to that masjid, or because they dress nice. We don't do that. Because sadly, today in Islam there are sects. And this was probably one of the greatest innovations that we have today. Do you understand? The creating of groups. When the Prophet was alive, only one religion, Islam, which is why he promoted one version, Islam. There was no Sunni, there's no Sunni Islam, there's no Shia Islam. There was no Hanafiism, Malikiism, Hanbaliism, Shafi'ism. All of these came after. And people made groups and jama'as out of them. Even Shiism, it came after. People will say, no, we were there from the beginning. The Shias will say, we were there in the beginning, where Rasulullah said, I leave for you Quran and the Ahlul Bayt. But in fact, where Quran mentions about the word Shia, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran that anybody who creates sex within the Ummah, then, I'm paraphrasing the verse, they are not from the Muslims. So the Prophet did not tolerate this at all. The Prophet didn't come for this. that religion of Islam is open to everyone. The Prophet of Jama'at was, Islam is open to everyone. If everybody comes on to Quran and Sunnah and leaves behind everything else that is not part of Islam, then we don't need names. Salafiyism, Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, these names came after. Are you with me? But today, sadly, because people have gone away from the truth, Muslims claim to be Muslims, but their life is opposite of the Muslim. The aqeedah regarding Allah is wrong. The aqeedah is wrong. What they believe regarding Allah is wrong. Their beliefs regarding Muhammad Rasulullah is wrong. But yet they will call themselves, we are Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we are Sunni, we are this, we are that. And this is why we have to, sadly, you have certain names, Jama'ats. Otherwise, everyone claims to be a Muslim. وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Do you understand? وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. But even today, the Mirzai, the Ahmadiyya, the Qadianis, even they claim to be Muslim. So everybody is claiming to be Muslim. So to differentiate between them and us, sadly we have these names. Things such as Allah has a son. You understand? So the Christian said Allah has a son. Allah is, the Trinity, they attribute the Trinity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why we can't be complacent in these issues. People will bring something new to you that wasn't there in the time of Rasulullah, that you will not find in the Quran and the Sunnah, and they will claim to be Muslim. So as I mentioned, if everybody leaves the actions which are classified as innovations, bid'ah means, what does bid'ah mean? Bid'ah means something new. You know what? In fact, the root word of bid'ah is the name of Allah. Allah is Badi'us Samawati wal Ard. Allah is Badi'. This is one of the names of Allah. Allah is Badi'us Samawati wal Ard. What does Badi' mean? Badi' means to make something out of nothing. What does Badi' mean? To make something out of nothing. Because Allah can do that, can't He? Kun fayakun. Allah can make something out of. Allah don't need tools and resources and instruments. Do you understand? So bid'ah means to make something out of nothing, meaning to make an action where there is no evidence in the religion. Do you understand?
Do you all sit there have to be here? Because
No, just sit there for the time being, because I'm going to listen. But just sit on that side so you don't get disturbed. You understand? So that's what bid'ah means. To make something part of the religion where there's nothing there, there's no evidence. And for us, we always look at the Prophet Muhammad who is the best of examples for us, and his companions. And the first 3 generations, their companions and their companions. These are the elite. And that's who we looked at, that's where we take our evidences from. You understand? G. So when we say that, what does this word mean? وَأْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. You will write something like that. Do you understand? Do you understand? G. We're here to unite the ummah. We're not here to be divided. You understand? I will never force anybody. If there are people who will listen to me, they will disagree, that's fine. You have your disagreement, you have your evidences, that's fine. There's no harm in this. You understand? We don't force people. That's something we don't do. In fact, there will be something good you will hear from everybody. And sometimes you disagree as well. Right, what is an Islamic will? So who's going to explain this? What is an Islamic will? Zayan, can you explain that so I can quickly look on the messages? There's a lot of messages. Can you please? go through that?
I don't know.
You don't know what an Islamic will is?
H. No.
Okay, we covered it the other day. What is an Islamic will?
So basically, will be, let's say the father, if the father dies, they'll have a will in the room. If he has children and he's got daughters and sons, the sons will get half of the inheritance and the daughters will get a quarter. The sons will get a bigger portion because if they have families, they'll need the inheritance to look after their families. And the daughters, since they got husbands, the husbands will provide for them. And also,
Okay, good try. Reply back to Brother Abdul Rahman, Brother Yasin Ji. So as I've mentioned, that you're right. So we have to have these labels in order to differentiate from other people. For example, even Qadianis, as I mentioned, they claim to be Muslims. So this is why, like you said, we have to have something like Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. But even now, there are many people who are Mubtadi', and they even claim to be from the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. There are people, again, who claim to be Salafism. They claim to be Salafi, but you will find that the Aqidah and the way certain, ways of their worship, etc., is not in line with the Salaf al-Salihin. So if we come straight,
The screen just got purple.
just fix it.
How?
Fix it then.
How?
Just tap the screen.
Tap the screen. So if we come back to, is it normal now?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, it just went bro. Is that
That's fine. If we go back to what Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam left for us, which is the Quran and the Sunnah, okay? And that's who they were. So when the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was alive, the companions were there, they were all Muslimun. They were all Muslims. They all followed Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We didn't have different groups. Now within Salafism, there are different groups. Within sort of Deobandism, Brelviism, there are different groups as well. Do you understand? So my point is, these sects and groups will never end. They will only increase and increase and increase. So you have subsects as well. Okay? So we have to
But don't get too happy.
come back onto what Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam left, which is the Sunnah. The Quran and the Sunnah. Right. Another thing is, you mentioned Islamic will, and you went straight onto finance. You went straight into about the money. Right? The will is not all about money. People write Islamic will. Very likely, they'll start off about talking about their wealth and who's going to get what. This is not the Islamic will. Will is not all about money and who gets what. In your will, there is a method of writing a will, which is why you should go home and do some research on this. Just tell Huzaifa to sit there so I can see him.
Jump on.
Okay. On the will, what you should also mention, and I'm going to mention some things. Okay. For example, you know how when a man dies, and when they put him in a coffin, and they show the face to the women.
That's not good.
Okay, let me finish. Now, and these are women who are not related to the man. Now, do they do that for a woman?
No.
So when, for example, when a woman dies, do they take the coffin to the masjid and show the face of the woman to the men? So what makes it okay to show the face of a man to the woman?
That's a bit confusing though, saying alright.
Yeah, why?
Is it tradition or?
It's tradition.
But that's it wrong though, and that's the thing.
Women who are not related to the man should not be coming and looking at the man's face.
But obviously, if it's the brother, if it's a sister or mother.
If it is related, if he's a mahram, that's what I said to you. What does mahram mean? Somebody who you are not allowed to marry. Okay? So for example, your brother, sister, parents, right? So grandparents, maternal, paternal, uncles, by blood, not relation, by blood. Okay? So these people are allowed, by the way, nieces and nephews, are allowed to come and look at the deceased if they wanted to. But what you don't need to do is to take the dead body and show the face to everyone. Now some people who know of this, they might not write it down, but they say to their family members, okay, they say to the family members, don't show my face to غير mahrams, non-mahrams. Also some people, when the ghusl is done, they write down that, has anybody been for a ghusl? A dead person ghusl? You have, okay. Now some people will write down and they will, when I die, I want, for example, only my 2 sons, my brother, and a few, like a nephew or somebody to be there when my ghusl is being done. Now let me mention this. Let me mention this. When you're having a shower or a bath, do your family members come and watch you? No, I'm being serious.
No.
Yeah? Do you go and put it live on TikTok?
No.
I'm having a shower, everybody watch me.
No.
Do your family and friends come to watch?
No.
No. So where is the respect for the body, the mayyit, who's lying down and there's about 50 people around him? Only 2 are going to wash him. Only 2 are going to wash. But there's 50 people around him.
Why are there people watching? And that's the whole thing.
That's what I'm coming to. Where is the dignity? Huh? And it's how cover his private parts. People are looking cover his private. You shouldn't be there. Then somebody dies and they look around. Who's going to do stinja? Who's going to do stinja? Yeah. You come, you're his son. I can't do it. Yeah. So it's when we say Islamic will, it's not all about money. What you should have written in your will are these things as well. If I'm on my deathbed, if I am dying, what would you like to happen around you? Do you want somebody to come and read the Quran? You understand? Do you want somebody to come and read the Quran? Where if the hospital has said we can't treat you any longer, this person is unconscious now, he's clinically dead, how would you want to die? Do you want to die naturally at home? Do you want him to switch off the life support? Again, going back to the ghusl. Who should give you ghusl? Should your body face be shown? These are things, just some of the things that you should also write down. Who should do your janazah? When you're going to die, who should lead your janazah salah? Yeah? You can write these things down. There's no harm in this. Ji. Yes. No, not today.
Oh.
Yeah, but alright. Yeah, no, it's fine. Jazakallah. I actually said yes to you as well. Okay.
Did you when the person died?
Yeah. So I'm coming to my point is that I've been to certain places, like I've done many ghusls, and honestly you have a small room and there's like 20 people there, 20, 30 people there. I have to kindly say to the people, look, we're doing ghusl here. This is like a private affair. Respect the dignity of the body. And that's what I said to the students, when you guys are having a bath, you have people watching you. No, you don't. Yeah, you don't. So what a difference is with the body. Okay, he's dead, he doesn't know, but he's still having a ghusl. He's still there naked. He's going to be there naked. You understand? Which is covered, of course. But, some people don't even show others their arms. They have a haya. They don't show people their arms. They don't wear short sleeves. So why now? He's dead. Well, you're going to have 30, 40 people now in the one room. And they're trying to look, what's happening? Yeah? Astaghfirullah. Respect. It's not funny. It's not funny. So I've had to, and you know what happens? There was once we went, a fight broke out. Because we went refusing, go, yeah, but he's our uncle. The other one said, no, he's not your uncle. It was like like uncle by relation. So they started quarreling and fighting because nobody wanted to leave the room. I said to them quietly, I said, listen, I said, this is not a show. We're going to give ghusl to the body. We need to respect the body. The only people here are those that need to be are the ones who are going to do the ghusl. And if there's any immediate family members like the sons here or the brother who will not do ghusl but want to stay, they can. The rest of you leave. They wouldn't leave. They wouldn't move. So in one room, small room, like a little bathroom, 20 people are just standing watching.
Same size as this basically.
No, smaller.
Smaller than this. Refusing to leave.
Use- No, no, I'll be like before. What's that one? What's that one? Small.
Right. So will is not all about money. Remember that. So go home tonight and think about it, because you're old enough now. You should know these things.
So wills and all what?
Will is not all about money. Whenever you ask somebody, have you done your will? Yeah, I've sorted my house out. I've sorted my money out, my finances. I know who's getting what. Yeah? Gee.
So is it true when a dead person dies and that, and obviously like you got random ladies there and stuff, and the body's there, and you're screaming and shouting, it affects the person that's dead, isn't it?
The women shouldn't be there, number one.
Yeah, that's true.
There should not be a large gathering of women. That's number one. And number two, they shouldn't be crying like loud anyway. There's no benefit in screaming and shouting. About that, la adri, I don't know. I'll have to check that up. I have heard people say that if women cry and they scream, it gives taklif to the body. I've heard of that, but I've never checked on this, whether this is authentic or not, whether this is actually true or not. So I'll probably have to go back and check. If somebody knows on TikTok or on YouTube, if that is true, I don't know. That's something I have to check. That if there's a dead body and women or men are crying, like screaming and lamenting, whether the body gets some kind of taklif or problem or something, I don't know. Gee. How must the marriage be performed in Islam? Mention the main components and rulings. We've done this. Again, marriage is another thing. People are so desperate to get married, they don't know nothing about marriage. You think it's all about, you think marriage is like the boyfriend, girlfriend. Yeah? And, gifts and hearts and, these emojis and everything. You get married, you'll find out.
Then they'll show you what love is.
It won't be emojis of love, it'll be emojis of something else.
You're gonna be packing
Understand?
it.
Gee. So, I'm not putting you off. Before you get married, study. You should know what marriage is. What am I getting myself into? What does marriage? Is marriage all about, heart-shaped balloons and chocolates? No, it's not. It's you are giving your life up to somebody, and that's what you're going to do as a man. You are going to be a man, and you're going to give up your life to somebody. You are going to take somebody's daughter, and she's going to be your wife. Okay, not your slave, not your maid. She is going to be your wife. So look up that word. What does wife mean? And what are your duties towards a wife? She's not going to be like your mom. You can get away with your mom, disrespecting her, shouting at your mom, swearing at your mom. You won't get away with it with your wife. And wife is literally a life sentence. One marriage, and first look after. People say, Shaykh, when I'm gonna have 4 wives. Look after the one, and if your hair is still black and you're healthy, subhanAllah, we'll talk about the others. You understand? Huzaifa is already getting happy. Keep the one, look after the one, and we'll see about number 2, 3 and 4.
There's no need for 2, 3 and 4, Babaji. There's no need.
No, you can wear a 10.
Oh my God, here we go again, man.
Okay, men and women are not equal. Please explain. I've already explained that one. How is divorce performed in Islam? I've covered that with you. Okay, so what are some of the rules regarding divorce? You only issue 1. You're not allowed to issue 3 at once. The woman should not be in her, and it should be a time where you have not had intercourse with her. Okay? Even if you're planning on leaving her and not getting back with her for good, you only issue 1 talaq. You don't need to issue 3. 1 talaq and that's it. Iddah is over. You don't take her back. She don't come back to you. Your marriage is ended. 1 talaq. That's it. Now after that, after 5 weeks, 5 years, after 20 years, you want to get back together, you can. Just a new nikah will be required, that's it. People give 3 talaqs and then they'll regret and say, oh, but I gave it, I was angry. Yeah? Whoever gives their wife a talaq when they're happy. Do you understand? So, you are not allowed to give 3. People think we have to give 3 and then the talaq is going to be done. This is wrong. You give 1 talaq is done as well. Did Prophet Isa die on the cross? I've explained this to you. What are the main actions of wudu? As mentioned in Juz 6. What are the main actions of wudu? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu idha qumtum ila as-salati faghsilu wujuhakum wa aydiyakum wamsahu bi ru'usikum wa arjulakum ila al-ka'bayn. Okay? Okay, with that we're going to end the lesson, and inshallah any messages on today's, because we've talked about quite a lot, subhanallah. We've done on sex, we've done on death, we've covered Islamic wills. Anything, inshallah, private, message me, because I need to end the lesson because we have salah in a few moments. Jazakallah Rayan, Jazakallah to Yasin, Jazakallah everybody. I'm really sorry if I wasn't able to respond to any of the messages. Jazakallah Sister Sarah. I'm just quickly looking if there's any questions. Jazakallah to Zain and Legal Company.
Hey, you ending it?
You can end that one. You can